Hey folks, Brad here. In this video I'm going to talk about how I cord a pair of stock Ducati, actually these were 1098 cans that I got used, so I could get some good sound out of them and maybe a few extra horsepower. So the first thing I did was I went online because I didn't want to core out my own existing ones in case I screwed it up too bad that I couldn't put it back to stock. So I do have those ones as well. They come off terribly easy. It's just this thing here, and then obviously there's a spring clamp there you got to do. So you yank that crap off, and then what I did, and you can see in there's a bolt too, I drilled out all the rivets on both ends, and then it exposes even the it's really there's a lot of junk between the front and the back, or I guess this would be the front and the back of the pipe, including the catalytic converters, which are actually connected to this part here, and they stick out realistically about that far. It's been a little while since I did this, so I don't exactly remember. Oh, and I couldn't get a rivet in there, I see. So, unfortunately I don't have the video of me actually doing it, but once I took this thing out, what I had to do in order to get off this other massive chunk was I have my angle grinder, and I gently cut around so that I could remove all of the crap between this part of the pipe and then the end. So, realistically speaking, all that I have left is the cat, which yes, I kept them because frankly, that's about the only silencing this thing's actually got, other than what I'll explain in a second. So when I was done cutting everything apart, I had the end cap and I had this portion here, the pipe, and then the back portion here with the catalytic converter, and it's about, the diameter is about that much. It's almost it's circular, but you can see if it fit within this oval that this pipe is, it's almost to the tip or to the top and the bottom on both of these. So what I did then is I went and I got some perforated steel sheet, which you can go and buy at any steel shop, any metal shop. And then I curved it so that it went, and I had to, it took some cutting and a few things. Again, an angle grinder helps a ton here. I made it fit around the cat, and then I shaped it down along here so you can actually kind of see. I'll get my light here in a second and show you, but it actually comes right to the end, which is cool, and I've shaped it to fit this oval, which is actually, it sounds hard, but it's actually very easy to do. So again, all that's left between here and there it's the catalytic converter, like pipes straight from the pipe to the catalytic converter through this perforated tube to the end here. And just to make it not quite so ridiculous, I went and bought 4-stroke muffler wrap, and I wrapped it inside very tightly, and then I used some metal zip ties to hold that together, and then I just simply stuffed the skin back on this thing and then the cap back on and riveted it. So it sounds a little Frankensteinish. It is a little, to be honest, but the second set of cans cost me $70, and because I paid the guy what he was asking for, he gave me a new windscreen and a bunch of other stuff he took off of his 1098, because of course the first thing he did was put the Termis on and do a few customizations. So $70 and some parts here and there and some rivets. It was actually pretty simple. So what I'm going to do now is, you're like me, you probably hate that I'm talking about this, the pipes for this long and not actually showing you what they sound like, but I'll show you the end. I'll set up the tripod so you can actually hear what it sounds like stationary in my garage with some revs, and then I'm going to try to strap my camera to this thing and actually so you can get a sense of what it sounds like to ride. So hang on, I'll be right back and we'll get to the sounds. Thanks. Okay, so just so you can see in there, you can see what I've done. You can actually see right down to the cat, and you can see how I've actually taken that perforated steel sheet, coiled it. You can see some of the muffler baffling in there still. That stuff, it's not a 2-stroke, so it doesn't blow out that much, but it blows out enough that I'm probably going to redo it one of these days. Then I can tidy up some of those rivets as well. But that's all you get. And the coolest part is, after you've taken this thing for a good caning, the cats glow red, and you can see them right in the end. So that's how it works. That's what I did. You can see it's kind of cool. No, it's not a set of Termis or a Kropovich or whatever, but hey, for $70 and some elbow grease, it works. So let me put the camera on the tripod and you gotta wind this thing up so you guys can hear it.